I call this meeting to order. And we'll begin by taking roll call. Members, please confirm your presence when I call your name. Maria Ferraro?
Here.
Vince Marcotte?
Here.
Valentina Bernoni?
Here.
Jim Boscario? Here. Christina Bursick, Manager of Planning and Development?
Here.
And Ryan Tufts, Planning Technician and Secretary Treasurer?
Here.
And I'm your, and excuse me, and Linda Jean?
Here.
And I'm your chair, Teresa Nicodemo. I'd like to begin by reading the land acknowledgement statement. We acknowledge that the ground on which we live is in the traditional territory of Caldwell First Nation and of the Three Fires Confederacy and the original people of Point Pelee and Pelee Island and its surrounding lands and waters, and that of Huron-Wendat and Wyandot peoples. We recognize and respect the First Nations who are stewards of the land and waters of Turtle Island and who have embraced this stewardship since time immemorial. We would also like to acknowledge the contributions of other nearby First Nation communities and all original people across Turtle Island. The appeal notice. As a result of the provincial changes to the Planning Act, only the applicant and select agencies may appeal a decision of the committee or one or more of the conditions which were imposed. Third-party appeals of consent and or minor variances, such as neighbors, abutting property owners, are no longer allowed to be accepted by the OLT. All applications continue to be subject to a 20-day appeal period, a written request to receive a copy of the decision, and the fee for filing an appeal may be obtained from the Secretary Treasurer. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interests? Seeing none, so noted. Committee, please vote on the June 18 resolution that the minutes of the meeting of the Committee of Adjustment dated June 18, 2025 be adopted as presented. Is there a mover? Valentina and a seconder? Jim? All in favor? That is carried. Mr. Tufts, are there any requests for deferral or withdrawal of any application?
None received.
Seeing none, so noted. First application for consideration is B-09-2025, file number 4204. The owner is Hadi Custom Homes, care of Dillon Consulting, and the agent is Melanie Muir, 4529 Valerio Crescent, a consent to create one lot addition. Mr. Tufts to make a presentation on the application.
So our first item is, again, it's a consent for a lot addition from 4529 Valerio Crescent to 4531 Valerio Crescent. So that's shown in red on the image on the right. The land is designated residential district in the town's official plan, and it's zoned residential 2 in the town's zoning bylaw. Singles and semis are both permitted in the R2 zone. This is a piece of a survey that was provided by the applicant, and it shows the 1.8 meter wide, so around 6 foot strip of land that will be added to the abutting property, so 32, and it just creates a wider lot for the construction of a semi-detached dwelling. Should the application be approved, we have the conditions that they provide a survey and that all property taxes are paid in full, and they have 2 years from today's meeting to fulfill the above conditions. And I am available should you have any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Tufts. Melanie Muir, agent, you may now speak to the matter. Please introduce yourself and a brief explanation of your application, and please confirm you have read and understood the staff report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm Melanie Muir from Dillon Consulting, applicant for the agent, or agent for the applicant, sorry. We're here today just to ask for the 1.8 meter conveyance from one property to the next. The original draft plan showed the lot at, I guess it would be 4529, right? Sorry. Yes, 29 being larger and 31 needs that extra space due to the size of the units in order to keep both units on both properties the same size, because they're for a semi-detached. As this area is all fully in development right now, it shouldn't impact any of the neighbors, if there are even neighbors directly abutting yet, because at this point, we don't believe all of those houses are even constructed in that section. So that's all we're asking. We have read, and the applicant has also read and acknowledged the conditions and the recommendation and support, and are in support of what they're requesting.
Thank you, Ms. Muir. Is anyone present or online who would like to speak on the application? See none. Does committee members have any questions for Ms. Muir? Any questions for administration? Having heard any comments or concerns made by administration, agencies, and the public, is the committee ready to make a decision? I will now read the yes. Okay. I'm going to read the recommendation, and then we'll have the committee members vote. That whereas the consent is consistent with the general intent and purpose of the official plan and the implementing zoning bylaw as amended from time to time, and having heard all comments and concerns from the public, agencies, and town staff, be it therefore resolved that application B-09-2025, file number 4204, be approved. And that is moved by Jim and seconded by Valentina, and all in favor? And that's everyone, and it's carried. All right, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you. The next application for consideration is B-10-2025, file number 4205, and the owner is Nushin Zolfu Noon, care of David Molasani, 232 Riam Road, a consent to create one new lot at 232 Riam Road. Mr. Tuff to make a presentation on the application.
So we have a consent to create one new lot that will front onto Riam Road. Again, it's at 232 Riam Road. The land is a designated residential district in the town's official plan, and the property is zoned residential 1 in the town's zoning bylaw. Singles and semis are permitted use in the residential 1 zone. The applicant is proposing to split the lot into two. There is an existing detached garage that will be demolished, and the existing home will remain. So again, they'll be equal size lots, 50 feet each by 130 feet deep. Should the application be approved, we did add an additional condition, so it is different from the staff report, and I'll note it when we get to it. So the first would be a survey. The second would be that all property taxes are paid. The third is cash in lieu of parkland. Fourth is that they apply for a right-of-way permit and install the required services. Fifth would be that they submit updated lot grading sheets. The sixth is the new condition that the applicant provide a $750 contribution for street trees per building lot, and that is a requirement from our Public Works Department. Seventh condition would be that they submit as-built drawings for the servicing work. Eighth would be that they provide a financial security. 9 would be they apply for the demolition permit for that existing detached garage, and then the final condition would be that they have 2 years from today's meeting to fulfill the above conditions. And again, I'm available should you have any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Tufts. David Molasani, agent, you may now speak to the matter. Please introduce yourself and provide a brief explanation of your application, and please confirm you have read and understood the staff report.
Hi, my name is David Malahasani. My wife owns the property. We have applied to sever the property to two equal size, as Mr. Tufts just explained. I was not aware of all those conditions. I don't see any real issue as far as to accept them. I don't have anything to add except that I would hope that we can have an acceptance of the severance.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Molasani. Is anyone present or online who'd like to speak to applications? See none, okay. Does committee members have any questions for Mr. Molasani? Any questions for Mr. Molasani, or any questions for administration?
No, Jim was just asking if the existing house is going to remain on one of the parcels?
Correct, yes.
Yes? Okay. And then just on the other parcel, you're just going to demolish that garage? That's one of the conditions?
Right, right. The garage is in the back. It's a separate unit, and it needs to be removed.
Having heard any comments or concerns made by administration, agencies, and the public, is the committee ready to make a decision? And I will now read the recommendation that whereas the consent is consistent with the general intent and purpose of the official plan and the implementing zoning bylaw as amended from time to time, and having heard all comments and concerns from the public, agencies, and town staff, be it therefore resolved that application B-10-2025, file number 4205, be approved. May I have a mover? Vince, a seconder, Maria, and all in favor? And that's everyone, and that is carried. All right, thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you,
in. Good
Council.
luck. Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. The date of the next meeting is October 22nd, 2025. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.